But there is one final thing we need to talk about, and that is how the Democrats, in doubling down on their most radical extreme wing, have now begun the process of actually alienating themselves from the vast majority of the voters. So just like in 2024, big picture here, we want to come out of this with a revived, fully MAGA populist Republican Party and an increasingly far-left woke Democrat Party that alienates itself from the vast majority of the electorate. And to that end, I came across actually a very good piece in the American Spectator by Charles Lipson on how doubling down on the far left, as the Democrats did yesterday, has in effect inadvertently sealed their fate. And again, the logic here is that the more far left they get, the more they alienate themselves, the more they de-align from the majority of the American electorate. And what Lipson essentially argues here is that what we saw in New York City with the election of literally a Venezuelan-type socialist as their mayor precisely captures the Democrat Party's massive problem heading into 2026. Far from being an actual victory, Zoran Mamdani's victory, it's not just about one city. It's a national warning sign that the Democrats are sprinting so far left, they're losing touch with the average American voter. And it's not just New York. I mean, look at Chicago under Brandon Johnson, or Los Angeles under Karen Bass, or Portland's far-left leadership. These Democrat mayors champion open borders, sanctuary cities, defunding the police, no cash bail, and weak punishment on criminals. Now, at the national level, those are literally non-starters. What I just listed out for you are some of the single most unpopular issues with voters, bar none. At most, they will get somewhere around 20% support. So, for example, defund the police at best gets 18% support nationally. And for good reason, because what are we seeing taxpayers who live in these increasingly failed cities doing? They're leaving. They're exiting. They're voting with their feet. They call it de-urbanization. And it's absolutely decimating these cities of a viable tax base. In Karen Bass's Los Angeles alone, they've lost, get this, more than 250,000 residents since 2020. 250,000. And that's nothing compared to my old stomping grounds in Baltimore.